Hey, great, great Wednesday evening. It is an amazing evening in the city of Brownsville, and it's been one of those. Hey, Michelle.
Hey.
It's been one of those evenings in Brownsville. It's still wet outside. What's up, Vincent? Love you, man. Hey, it's been one of those Texas kind of weather type of days. So it's never dull. Your volume was up. Lois, I'm still waiting for you at my office. I didn't leave because I was still waiting for you to come over. Hey, Alma, man, how's it going? Hey, Kayla. Hey, Joe Rodriguez. I think Michelle knows Joe. I know, sure.
Hi, Joe.
Yeah. Thank you for stopping by. Send my love to Josh. God bless. Good evening, Sonia. Bendiciones. Jessica, hermosa, ¿cómo estás? Jessica makes the best mostachones in the world. In the world. Silvano, te sigo esperando, Silvano. Dame la vuelta. Saucillos, ¿cómo estamos? Alicia, buenos días. O tardes, buenas noches. Enrique and Amanda. Hey, Amanda. Sonia Scamilla, how you doing? Awesome hair, pink hair. And I actually wore a pink tie just to match Michelle's hair.
Quarantine hair.
That is how amazing. Cookies for everyone. You get a cookie. You get a cookie. You all get a cookie. But leave a damn donation, damn it. Good evening, Reno. Yesenia. And buenas noches a todos. I skipped over some people here. Sorry, guys. Reno said, yeah, good evening, family. Good evening, Yesenia. Erasmo, the great. Frankie, the great. Oh, I love you. Thank you, Baba. Appreciate that. I need all the encouragement I could get. Good evening, Elazar. Hey! The Cougar Killer Olivo, who got a nickname. Elazar had an awesome lunch today, my man. I needed that little bit of time away from everything. Hello. Well, sort of away. We actually got a amigo fiel siempre. We actually did a lot of politics on the way. Good evening, everyone. Hope you all guys like the default pick. Bro, primo, love them. Love you.
Thank you, David.
I'd kiss you, but I think your wife would not be happy. Kenina, how's it going? Gloria, how's it going?
Hi.
Love to watch you guys. Thank you. Love to have you here. Saluditos, Palomita Hermosa. Chris, good evening, my friends. May God bless you all. Stay safe. You too. Hi, the future of BISD. Gracias, hermoso. Gracias. Good evening, Kathy. Swah. Good day, my man. Love you. Good evening. Araceli, Ray. Guys, I'm not going to say hi to everyone. Sorry, guys. Los extraño. I miss you too, bro. You need to start coming up more often. Hey, guys, I'm not having cafecito right now. What? That's strange. Good evening, Norma. Jeez, guys, I want to stop right there. Guys, it was an interesting day in the city of Brownsville. Before we actually get started with anything of the other stuff, let me say my prayers out to the Trevino family. As I think some of you have already known, we did lose an amazing couple that was very active in BISD at Pace and at other schools here in the district. So again, my prayers out to the Trevino family. It's not an easy thing, and we're fighting this menacing virus that is taking so much from so many, and our hearts go out to the Trevino family and to all family and friends, and especially the BISD family. An amazing man. So we'll be keeping you posted in regards to any of the events that may be going on in regards to memorials or stuff. But again, great that. Another thing that came in was the numbers for the city of Brownsville. We do have 388 positives in the city of Brownsville for today, reported. 388. Do y'all remember when we were getting 388 for Cameron County? For Rio Grande Valley? A total. Now just Brownsville's 288. And again, I'm going to still speculate that those numbers are very, very low. A great portion of these individuals are under the age, gosh, I can't even count, under the age of 20. We have 36, 60, 75. 75 children under the age of 20. It's crazy. They are reporting 2 deaths. That's even crazier. There's no way that only 2 people passed away in the city of Brownsville. I love the cat.
Sorry.
No,
She's trying
no,
to
it's
say
okay.
hi.
Let him say hi. Uh, Hidalgo reported 287, a lot less than Brownsville, but they did have 45 deaths. 45 deaths. And that is actually closer to what I think we should have reported today. Hey, kitty, minute.
I think she hears
Michelle,
the voices, and so
it's okay.
she's
Michelle, how you
say
doing,
hi.
Michelle?
I'm doing good. A little surprised by those numbers. That's terrifying. But just hanging out with my my cats on the couch.
Michelle,
What?
Michelle Walden is one of our amazing BISD fine arts members out there. I've had the honor of seeing Michelle many a time at Camille Playhouse. Amazing artist, amazing performer, and co-founder of Brownsville Repertory Theater and Brownsville Film Society.
Yeah.
Man,
I'm
Michelle,
busy. And that's on top of doing theater at Lopez. So it's nonstop, but it's fun, when you love what you do.
And let me tell you, Michelle, you are amazing at what you do. And again, I've been to several of your plays out here at Camille Playhouse, and of course, several of the plays at Lopez. But amazing performer, amazing educator. So thank you so much for everything that you do for our students, not only at Lopez High School but in our community. Frankie.
Good evening, Michelle. Good evening, world. It's been a fast, very busy Tuesday. With unfortunate news that we do have 45 deaths in Hidalgo, and quite a few were reported here for Cameron County. The numbers are rising, but we're slowly starting to see the trickle down of the reports from the county. So it's going to be very interesting. We have school coming up in a couple weeks, so it's still not safe, in my opinion, to be sending back the teachers, especially the administrators, counselors that are set to go back. So it's pretty nerve wracking, but there's our reality. But I do want to stress one thing, Michelle, is that I am hopeful. I am hopeful that one day we will come back to some sort of normalcy. But it all depends on us. We have to be proactive about things. Right now, it's not safe, but hopefully one day, through being healthy, being always practicing good hygiene. Hopefully, one day we'll come to some sort of normalcy in this crazy and uncertain times, unfortunately.
Yeah. I'm definitely hoping that we'll get back to normal or whatever normal is soon. So we'll see whatever that's going to be.
Well, Michelle, what is your take in regards to the numbers out there?
With the numbers today, that's terrifying. Like I said, I think if people, we can always look back and hindsight's always going to be 2020, right? Of course, pun intended.
Happy birthday, Candy.
But I think that if people would have taken it as seriously as we did in March and, maybe kept with that, then we wouldn't be where we are right now. But, it's easy to, I think it's easy to, sorry, I'm distracted by the comments. I don't know how you guys do this and not lose your train of thought, especially when you see all the pink hearts and you're like, oh, puppy, squirrel. I lose my train of thought so easily. So
squirrel.
No, but yeah, squirrel. I think it's definitely scary, and I think that if we would have taken it more seriously, then we wouldn't be where we are now. But we just have to see where we are now and move forward and really buckle down and take every precaution that we can so that we can get back to normal. So if that means everybody wear your mask And if everybody does it, the sooner everybody does it, the sooner that we can all not wear them, right? I mean, they're annoying. They are, but wear them anyway. So,
Michelle, does the 75 students, the 75 students in the city of Brownsville, concern you as an educator, as
yes.
a former mind?
Yeah, because all I think is, even, the first we heard of any student, I just thought, especially when the first, oh, thanks, Myra. The first that we heard about a student from Lopez. No, we didn't know which student. I just heard that it was a student after they had the band practices. And my first thought was, oh my God, we share so many band students with theater. Especially with fine arts, we want them, with theater, we want them to be triple threats. We want them to be quadruple threats. And so for them to be there, and for us, we just think, oh God, is it somebody I know? You know what I mean? Because they become our little babies. And, we just want to keep them safe. And I just pray that all 75 of those students, of those kids, of those people that are underage, that they all recover, that they can stay isolated, and that they don't pass it along to any family members or friends that they care about. Well,
one of the things
that
that
they don't care about. I mean, I hope they don't pass it on to anybody. So.
No, one of the things that Inel makes mention is, why were we shutting down back then, and leaving everything open now when everyone is everywhere. A lot of people not wearing masks still. The groups of people are going from one place to another, and I see a little bit of it. It's very, very hard these days, to give mandates to a community who's not following recommendations, suggestions from our health officials. Uh, Again, and a lot of it has to do, Michelle, and you're a Brownsville folk. A lot of it has to
I
do with
am
our,
now.
yeah, we adopted you. A lot has to do with our culture here. Our culture is very, and we're very hugging, we're very kissing, we're very, very close individuals. So it's just very, very hard for us to do the social distance. Very hard for us, to maintain our distance. It's just too hard. With that said, could you imagine we were supposed to return to school in 2 weeks? Can you imagine returning to school with these numbers, 75 students?
No. At least not face to face. I mean, I can imagine it. I can imagine it, and I can imagine the complete chaos that it would have been. So, but I'm very glad that we're not going back right away, at least for face to face. I'm so thankful that that our district has decided that, and not only for the students or for the teachers, but for the staff. I mean, our custodians, they work so hard, and I'm just seeing some of them that have helped us with the countless hours and the with the rehearsals and the shows that we did for Matilda. Oh my goodness, they've helped us so much, and I'm just seeing their faces, and they're so sweet, and oh my goodness, they put up with us, and we just we made a mess. You know what I mean? We had boxes everywhere, and they had to clean around them, and like they have so much to do, and with all of these new procedures, just trying to keep up with all of that, it's
Crazy.
I don't know how they would do it. It would just be so much on them, and especially with now some of our custodial staff getting sick. I don't want to
Passing away.
That.
And passing away.
I know, and then our administration, our counselors, everybody involved there. I mean, you make connections with everybody every day. Our hall monitors, our hall monitors are literally in harm's way with the tidal wave of students in between every class.
Yeah.
And
Well, we're very fortunate that that we're not going back. And again, I'm glad that we waiting till the 25th of August to actually even start remote learning, which is great. It's wonderful. I really think that the reason why we started on August 25th instead of August 11th had to do
Hi,
more with
Rhiannon.
Rhiannon. Uh,
Ah,
had to do had to do. I can't remember the name that Kimberly calls Smoochie, but I don't know. I think it was more because of the delay in the plan, but that's a story for another day. For Cindy, that was asking, Michelle is the co-founder of Brownsville Repertoire Theater and Brownsville Film Society. Uh, how uh, how are y'all doing? And I actually got to see was a part of one of the videos that y'all had there. I think it was for the Brownsville Repertoire Theater, or was it for the Film Society? But it was one of the films that one of the shows, that live shows that y'all gave. How are y'all coping with COVID-19 at that part of the world?
oh gosh. So we had a Broadway boot camp that we had planned for this summer that we had to totally revamp and
Still behind.
reschedule. But such is life. With everything right now, we had to. I feel like with everything these days, you have to have plan. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and hi. You have to have backup plan on backup plan on backup plan. And so that's what I have right now for that. And we've had to kind of go into kind of the remote learning, and luckily, for me, what's been kind of nice about this, well, not nice, but the cool thing about this is, we started with the Brownsville Film Society. That's how I got involved with Roca and Miss Hilda Ledesma, who is amazing. And we then, a year later, now we have started Brownsville Repertory Theater. And then, COVID happens, COVID happened first, and that's when we started that. And, now these two are kind of coming together with having to, broadcast some things and having to promote these things via a different medium, via camera, via live stream, via a different platform. So it's been interesting. It's been fun. It's been a learning process for everybody involved with learning a new medium.
As a theater teacher, how can you use this moving forward? Because in life we have to adapt, and now with this COVID-19, it has affected the way you will be either auditioning or practicing for certain scripts or roles. What have you learned so far during this COVID-19 pandemic moving forward in your instruction?
Yeah, well, I hate to say fun. I hate to say anything about fun with any of this process, but I guess since moving to Brownsville, I have been able to bring a lot more of the on-camera aspect of it to my theater stuff, to my theater teaching, and introduce more of that. So for me, I'm like, I get to introduce more of that and say, well, this is what this aspect is. This is what we do in film. And so it's kind of training my students for more of the, on-camera auditions, for any kind of, sorry.
It's okay. I love cats.
Same. I love all animals. If it's, if they're little and fuzzy and cute, my mom had to always steer me away. She's like, no, Michelle, keep walking. So
fuzzy and cute?
Here, I'll pet the beard. There we go. So, I have always loved little animals. My mom thought I was going to be a vet or something, who knows. Yes.
Let me tell you,
Miss Tony. She's amazing.
Amazing.
So it's been fun for me to just kind of blend those worlds together,
Awesome. And let me tell you, one of the things that I think is very important is, that we are going to have to make a lot of changes, a lot of modifications. One of the modifications that we're going to have to make here at the district for the teaching for school, since you are one of our amazing educators out there, we're going to have to go online. how does no? It's true. It's true. I promise. How is Professor, Teacher, Educator Michelle Walden going to help our students via internet? Tell us what your classes are in your head already. What your classes are going to look like.
Well, again, I have plan A, B, C, D, E, F, G because we don't really know what the plan is right now. Sorry, I'm reading the comments. I have to I should just cover up the bottom half of the screen because I'm way too, my students can all tell you, actually anybody who knows me can tell you, I'm like so distracted with that. I'm like, what? Shiny.
And here I thought it was my good looks.
It totally is. It's the it is. Yeah, so that for me has been the most because I don't know what I didn't know what our schedule was going to be. So based on when we're going to start, now we know when we're going to start, but then it was like, well, I don't know what our daily class schedule is going to be. I don't know what students are going to be in my class. I don't know what classes I'm going to teach. I don't know, you know what I mean? I don't know, are we going to have 8 classes? Or are we going to have 4? I don't know any of that. So it's all like, what?
Or a block schedule? So,
yeah, but again, the fun thing with theater is, yes, I have my plan, but I can always wing it. And, you have to think fast. You have to, I know, panic. Funny thing is we don't usually wing it, but you do have to think on your feet. You do have to stay on your toes, and you can, stick with roll with the flow.
So if I'm understanding correctly, it would have been amazing to have a plan in play, maybe like a month or 2 months before.
Yeah, that would have been nice.
It's always good, and would have been nice.
Granted, COVID doesn't really work that way, so I do get it that there's so much red tape with everything. So I'm just gonna trust that there's red tape that I don't know about, and
there's nothing. Don't worry.
There's red tape somewhere with something, and I don't know. And they needed some really sharp scissors to cut through it. Maybe a chainsaw. I don't know.
Let me be the negative around here. They got nothing. They got absolutely nothing. And one of the things that I showed this morning at the live show, and I got a lot of feedback, was in regards to the plan that supposedly, according to the board and to the superintendent, they had been diligently. That word, digitally. Yes. Diligently out there working on for months. And I'm going like, oh, okay. And they produce here's a little girl with a face covering. And guess what? They copied it from Houston ISD. It was the same one that Houston ISD was throwing out there. And I'm going like, no. Don't tell me you just did it. So I was talking about that this morning. And let me tell you, my phone didn't stop. They were saying that Erasmo, everyone at the main office are very upset with you because you threw out there that they had no plan except the plan that came from Houston, Texas, which they copy pasted. And I'm nothing against copy paste. I considered myself the king of copy paste, besides the king of all local social media. You know why? Because I do need a couple of crowns, actually. That way I can put the crown for copy paste.
No, don't encourage him.
The crown. But I do need those crowns because it's something that I do. I take from this news article and I post on my page. Yeah. I take from this blogger and I post from my page. I take from Lonnie's page and I put on my page. I take from Renee's page and I put on my page. I take from Belinda and reading the names of the people. And I put on my page. So then, people were saying, well, he just copy pastes. And I go, yeah, I'm the copy king. I'm the copy paste king of Brownsville. No shame in the game. No shame in the game. My function is to keep individuals informed by the different information that I get from different areas. And I sure as heck received the information that the safety plan, return to school plan, was actually a copy paste from Houston, Texas. Wasn't pretty, Frankie.
It is what it is. It just goes to show, the leadership that we have. But going into the instruction or the learning, how do you envision it coming this new school year? It is going to be very hard in order for, to have to conduct a Zoom either rehearsal. How do you envision this coming year? Is it possible for you to have a one-on-one or more group sessions, or what's your plan moving forward?
Again, that's going to depend on the class period. It's also going to depend on, so it depends on the course. So again, I would like to know, how many courses we're doing, because that's going to depend on, it all depends. It's all kind of in limbo right now. But
big limbo.
But man, I feel so bad for my dean of instruction. She's amazing, but she was playing so much Tetris for us. Thank you, Michelle Garcia. She's so good. But anyway, she was doing everything with our schedules and with our kids and putting them in the right classes. And then all of this happens, and I feel like all of her hard work is just going kaput. But I trust that she's got it covered. I'll bring you some coffee if you need it. So
I got cookies. I got cookies. You can take her.
Got cookies, Michelle. If you're watching, I've got. I'll go pick up some Starbucks for you. Just text me. Let me know what's your favorite. And whoever else is helping you. My goodness. So yeah, I mean, it's all in limbo. But I know that they have to get the core classes in first. My only worry is, when it comes to the online, with the spring, obviously it was kind of like a trial session.
Disaster,
right? What?
A disaster in spring.
No, I'm not going to say disaster, because, for our kids, for everything, everybody was just trying to get by. So for us, we just wanted to, well, for me, and Holly Peepnet is my co-director, and she's fantastic. I love her to pieces. It's so great to get to go and work with your best friend every day. It doesn't even feel like work. It's work. It's work. But we get to play, and theater's all about the collaboration. But one of the things that we did is we wanted to just check on the students, because that's what we do every day is with theaters. We read the kids, we read people. Amen. We read you. It's theater and acting in general. It's human psychology. It's why people do what they do. It's why people act the way they act. And so you
read the whole body. You read everything.
1,000%. And sometimes you read things without even noticing anything physical. You'll just pick up on something, you'll just feel it. And it's sometimes a little creepy, because you're like, wait a second, am I psychic? Do I have ESPN or something? I don't know.
That's my friend Denise here.
It's like I have ESPN or something. So
you got a gift.
I'm waiting for somebody to be like, it's ESP. I know, that's the joke. So
you have a gift.
We're waiting. So we were just really wanting to check on our students and talk through it, because guess what? That's a huge thing that they can draw on. That they can draw on for life experiences. And so we wanted to make our assignments fun, and we really didn't know sorry, this is going full circle, I promise. We didn't really know what was going on with grading, because nobody knew what was going on with grading. Were the grades going to count? Were they not going to count? How are they going to count? What do we do?
Well, Well, Erasmo said what was going to happen with the grading, but nobody
Wait.
tended to believe it.
No. So
And
anyway,
exactly what Erasmo said was exactly what happened.
So we wanted to make the things fun, and the assignments that I gave were silly things that with fun games that they could play with the family, and lighthearted things, and but because one of the things that we encountered was we had with our, I don't know if this was at all of the schools, but our school, we had certain time frames that we had for core classes, and then certain time frames for electives. And so
Sure,
within
sure.
the electives, then like within the fine arts, we had we had figured out, okay, well, choir can be on this time, dance you're going to take this time, theater we're going to take this days, we think, but then we found that core classes were scheduling their Zoom meetings at those times. And so, not gonna lie, core is gonna kind of take precedence. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's just how life goes. So that's life. And we had just finished the musical. We had just finished one act play. The rest of the year, they had put in so much work. Oh my goodness, these kids. The rest of the year was supposed to be smooth sailing, just coasting towards the end, just enjoying enjoying the ride. And then COVID. So I'm sorry to my students again. I know the rest of the year was supposed to be a celebration and fun times.
Well, let me be the bad guy
I'm
here.
just hoping that we have specific times.
Let me be the guy. I'll be the bad guy here. Spring was a disaster, and I'll tell you why it was a disaster. It was a disaster for partially part of the reason why it's still kind of up in the air right now is because we have no leadership at BSD. And I know, I mean, this is just my opinion, and not Michelle's. We have no leadership, and when you have no leadership, when you don't have a captain at the helm, what starts to happen is there's chaos. And despite the fact that we were doing our best to try and throw life vests out to my community, my teachers, and everybody else, letting them know, guys, this is what's going to happen. This is what we need to start doing. And let me show you, and I'll say this: a lot of individuals out there are going like, "Erasmo, you're crazy. You're crazy. You're nuts." And then
theater people are too. So
after 2 weeks. After 2 weeks of going through the hell that my teachers went through, I got a lot of messages. Erasmo, we thought you were crazy. You were the only one that was actually making sense. And again, it's not a I proved them wrong type of situation. We just want what's best for our community. And I know that my teachers, look, my teachers did an amazing job, amazing job despite of the circumstances. It would have been a lot easier for them, for everyone out there, had we had a captain at the helm, and we had no one. I'm saying that right? A helm, right? Captain.
Yeah.
Somewhere. A captain at the helm. We had none. We had none, and we still don't have one. We got copy paste from Houston, Texas. That's what we have. Copy paste, cookie cutter leadership. But again, one of the things, Michelle, I am an avid fan. I love the theater. I love the arts. Every single aspect about it. One of the things that I think is very important is for our community to engulf itself in the culture, and breathe in everything that we have. We have Joe Rodriguez on here, and let me tell you, Joe Rodriguez did something that I had seen in Austin, Texas, and it was I hate that I can't remember what the name of it is, but where there's students sitting at chairs and they're reading a book. And they're reading from a book. Joe, help me, Joe. And I seen it in Austin. It was like a poetry, but more they're reading a book, and they're playing it out, and someone's out here reading the other part, and it was just a reading. And I was amazed. Joe's
incredible. Yeah, I love him.
But one of the things that I think is, and I'm so glad that you are co-founder for these groups out here for the city of Brownsville, both the Brownsville Repertory Theater and the Brownsville Film Society, because our community is a beautiful community. very loving, very caring, very touchy-feely, but it needs that little grasp of that culture. Because one thing that you know, Michelle, is that our kids are so different, and some of them are like in this little shell here in Brownsville because of society here in Brownsville, because of machismo, because of not being wanting to spurt out, and get spread your wings and fly. I'll give you an example. One of the things is our kids out here, and one of the things that I fought the district on. We had one of our amazing students at one of our high schools that wanted to dress in the female uniform. It was a male that wanted to dress in a female uniform. And let me tell you, administration and some of these
Yep.
corrupt board members were adamant that he needed to wear the male uniform. And I said that is just 100% wrong. Let
Well,
let
because
them go.
well, it's because she identified as female, and so I think
Right.
that she should have, been able to wear the female uniform, and I think she did. And I think that the choreographer at said school handled that whole situation marvelously, and I think she is a fantastic person inside and out. So I know exactly what you're talking about, and I just think that people need to be able to. We deal with a lot of that type of thing in theater, and I think that people need to be allowed to be who they are, and I think that
Amen.
they need to be accepted, and they need to be loved, and they need to be embraced for who they are, and allowed to grow.
But is it difficult? Is it difficult in our culture, Michelle, to breach that gap in regards to everything you do at the Brownsville Repertory Theater, Brownsville Film Society, as an educator, a former of culture,
I don't know. I mean, there's so much talent here in Brownsville, and so it is a little bubble, and so I was giggling about that, and then I was giggling about the fact that I know what machismo is now. I know what that word is. Yes. But it's really just about embracing the culture, and for me, letting the student and who they are shine, no matter who they are. So when I came here and was working with the students that I get to work with here, or the people that I get to work with here, because I also teach adults on-camera acting with the Brownsville Film Society, and so a lot of people here are bilingual, and what I say is that you're so lucky. You are so lucky, especially with film and TV and commercial and even theater, because you have so many different avenues that you can do. And what I tell my students, because some of them, I discovered some of them were kind of insecure about
Yes.
the fact that either they had an accent, or they weren't great at speaking, or they weren't great at reading it. And I just said, hold on, just stop there for a second. First of all, words are hard. And second of all, I can't even speak sometimes. That's just a thing you have to get over. Saying words out loud in front of people. Words are hard.
Very
that's
hard.
why I'm like squirrel. So I'll point out every time that I will mess up, because it shows that you're not perfect. It shows that you're going to mess up. I just did it. See, you're going to mess up. You're going to fumble over words, because your brain is going to work faster than your mouth can keep up. And that just takes practice. And so I tell them too, they're bilingual. Okay, they speak 2 languages. I only speak 1, and like part of a few others. But
Some of them speak 3.
okay, show off. All right. But, so exactly. And so if they're fluent, so then I start playing with accents, and I say you need to embrace it, and then know how to not only own that accent and be able to like turn it up, but then also turn it down.
Kelly has a question for you.
Yes, voice production is so important in theater. How will you deal with that, since we don't want we don't want that with COVID? Are your students discouraged? No, so that's one of the things that we were thinking about, and also singing. So my voice teacher that I've had since I was years old. Thanks, Richard. I'm assuming he's talking about me. I'm just kidding.
course.
So one of my voice teachers, she posted this article about singing and the projection of singing and the droplets and all of that scientific stuff. See, it's good to have scientists. It's good to have all of these different career pathways, because they do all the scientific stuff and the math stuff, and I just focus on the entertaining. But
You're the fun teacher.
I know, right? I get to be fun and silly and pretend like I'm 5. So squirrel. Yes, we have the projection, and yes, we will have the singing. And they say that with singing, with the mask, and yes, there's a new mask that they say is safer singing. We'll get to that. And same thing with projecting for theater. Now, they say that singing with a mask, with certain masks, you can suck it in because you're taking a big breath. That's why they say that's the only reason a mask can be bad, because it can, you can like suck it back in. There's no science with the whole your oxygen's gonna go down. So I'm gonna be PC on that one, but no.
Talking about going back to school, is there any possibility that y'all can have a theater arts with the social distancing?
Yes.
Could you explain on that?
Okay, so with the projecting, you could still have the mask. You could project with a mask. You could even do, yes, Joe, Reader's Theater. You can do that. We could have, depending on our budget, or maybe we would get a grant from some microphone company that wants to give our entire district, our theaters, some fancy schmancy masks that would go inside, or fancy schmancy microphones that would maybe go inside of a mask. I don't know. Maybe they're going to come up with that, and we're going to be the testers. I'm going to put that out there in the universe. So crazier things have happened, right? So there's a possibility of that. There is also the possibility of, sorry. I have a guest. There's also the possibility
PETA!
of,
She's abusing the cat. PETA!
I know.
PETA!
No.
I got her address right here.
Talking to me. I pet her head and she was talking to me. So there's also the possibility of live streaming it. Now, you then still have the question of the actors that are on the stage together. Now, we had that come up when we were planning the Broadway boot camp with Brownsville Repertory Theater. We had to kind of take a step back and go to our plan B, because we were going to do a sing act dance camp, basically. And then we thought, well, dancing is probably out because of the whole exercise thing and gyms and all of that goodness. And then singing is out because, well, singing. But we are actually doing a Shakespeare festival, in which case they can do everything outside. The concept is everyone's going to have a mask. There could be certain times where if there is a monologue on stage or on our outdoor stage, they can remove the mask if they can't be heard clearly. So there are options for that. Now, you have to think outside the box with everything. So there's that. There's also, so one of the things with that is we're talking about streaming that, and then just having a very limited audience, maybe just a couple parents. We're going to have, all of them wearing a mask as well. The other thing is, for those cast members, there was only 8 in the cast, and they had to sign a contract and quarantine for 2 weeks before rehearsals ever started. So, and some of those rehearsals are on Zoom, and they're also in person, but they're outside and spread out. So there's a lot of options. I don't know how much that can happen in a closed auditorium.
It's going to be challenging. And again, that's focusing on coming back. I'm going to answer Kat's question. What's the deal with Sylvia's court date being closed to the public? Is it true that she got her way because she told people? No. Let me explain something, folks. She's not getting away with anything. She is not going to get away with anything. She is going to fry. And I've seen a lot of posts up there from a lot of individuals that are out there constantly saying, oh, well, it's her. And guys, stop going into the conspiracy theories out there. She didn't pay off the federal judge. She didn't, buy out the prosecuting attorney. Nothing. She's going to fry. And right now, we all need to start taking bets in regards to, is she going to get her bail bond revoked and sit her big butt in jail until her court date comes? I am going to be a betting man and say 80% is saying yes, it's going to get revoked. Now, why? Now, the question is out there, why is it that nobody can be out there in public? No one can go see it. It's very simple, guys, because of what was mentioned in the first indictment as soon as it came out. And what was mentioned in the first indictment as soon as it came out was that they were co-conspirators, co-defendants. There's other people involved. So, guys, we have to be patient. The federal government knows what it's doing. I know. Let me tell you, it's not. No one is more nerve-wracked than myself in regards to it because, I had sent a request. I showed you. I sent a request because I wanted to be a part of the public during the Zoom meeting tomorrow. But that did not happen. It did not happen because they closed it down. They shut it down. They didn't shut it down because she's paying the federal government. Not even Sylvia has that much money, despite the fact that she stole millions and millions of dollars from our students. Goodness gracious, guys. So no, let's all be patient. Let's wait till tomorrow at 8:30. But I'm 80% sure that she's going to, be given a nice little room of solitude where she won't have to worry about coronavirus.
It's interesting. Excuse me. It's interesting because we only see hearings in the federal level of drug kingpins and other sensitive information that's withheld from the public. I've given examples of Osiel Cárdenas's case. I believe also Chapo Guzman's case was some hearings weren't allowed to the public. So it just goes to show that probably there is a lot more coming down from this federal case from Sylvia Atkinson. Maybe there is obviously co-defendants. Maybe the government does not want information to be disclosed since it is considered sensitive. Erasmo, you posted the order issued by the federal judge earlier today, and it read that it might lead to Sylvia Atkinson, not getting a fair shot, or her rights might be violated in regards to this. So it's very interesting. It just leads us to believe that obviously there is something there. She does have good attorneys that are working every angle to try and see, what is best for their client. So it's very questionable as to the reasons why they are not allowing the public. We only see, living in a democratic society, the courtroom should be a public forum. Only in the case of sensitive information will the federal government allow these type of proceedings to be held in private. So, it's very interesting, but, hopefully tomorrow we'll have some sort of clarity in regards to Sylvia Atkinson's case moving forward. There is, the presumption that the government did file a motion to revoke her bond pending trial. And that leads to another whole issue at Erasmo and Michelle. Right now, as we know, during the COVID-19 pandemic, courts aren't having trial. I believe there was one in North Texas that did hold a jury trial. But right now, nobody wants to be that, the first ones to do that. So, if her bond does get revoked, when will she have trial again? Would it be till 2021? So, there's a lot of questions, guys, in regards to this. So tune in tomorrow. I believe Erasmo may have a show tomorrow at 9. Hopefully by then, when he's closing, we'll have a little bit more clarity in regards to her Sylvia Atkinson's case moving forward.
Oh yeah, let me tell you guys. So tomorrow at 9:00, be here. I mean, you should be here every day anyway. What else the hell are you going to be doing at 9:00 in the morning? There's nothing else to do out there. So yeah, no sleep. Wakey. It's time for bakey, and come on here with me, and or come by. I've had a lot of people come by while we're out here filming. Big enough space here for us to social distance. Stop by tomorrow. We'll watch the trial proceedings. Well, we can't watch them, but we can be up to date in regards to what's happening, because we'll have individuals that are going to be letting us know what's going on in the court. So, guys,
bring some popcorn.
Bring some popcorn, please. I mean, I've got a lot of cookies out here, and we got coffee. So,
pistachios.
And another pistachio fanatic.
I'm a snacker.
Well, anyone that wants to come over tomorrow morning at 9:00, be a part of the show. Come on over. We might even film a little bit together, guys. Stop by tomorrow, 1240 East Madison. Pick up some damn cookies and pick up some damn signs. And but again, guys, she's not getting off. So please, guys, don't be worried. I had a conversation with her on social media today. It was kind of funny. It's kind of fun. I hope that was her and it wasn't someone else using another account, because I've heard that happens every so often around town. But again, guys, she's not going anywhere. One of the things that I did get from her message today was that she does plan to run for election. She does plan to run for election. She made mention in the short conversation we had on Facebook. She plans to run for election, and we have to understand, folks. She has a right to run for re-election. Unless the DA, goes after her as hard as she tried to go after Erasmo Castro for a Class B misdemeanor, as an alleged Class B misdemeanor, because it hadn't even been determined yet. So if the DA goes after her as well, then she'll be out of her seat. But it'll be an election for her. But she does plan to run for office in November the 3rd. And I think that's peachy keen. I think that's awesome. I want her to run for election. And again, I'm going to say it. I want her to come over to my race, because I sure would love to run a race against her. But with that being said, I'm planning to run a lot of different races. Kitty! I like Kitty! Planning to run a lot of different races up there. Guys, we need change. Mama, she's treating you bad again. Let me call Peter. Peter! Guys, we need change in the district. We need some sense of normalcy. We need some leadership. And again, I want you all to hold every single individual that's that is running for office accountable in regards to what they feel that where this ship is going. Because if they continue to be like a little Eddie and Minerva that think that they're doing such an awesome job, then you probably might want to vote for the other individual. Because I'm going to say that there's a lot of individuals that are going to be trying to seek and run for office out here who don't think that this district is going the right direction. So again, that's going to be up to you folks. I have to admit, I'm totally into the pink hair. Yeah, mine? I might. That woman has no shame. Of course she's going to run again. Sylvia, no one wants you. Well, let me tell you, it's as crazy as it may sound. Look at your art here. There's some people, guys. There are some people that are going to vote for this woman that actually believe she's innocent. There's no way in hell she's innocent. Not a chance in hell she's innocent. That's beside the point. But look at, man, I was watching today. There's some people that are still kissing Prissie's butt, like Rose Longoria. He's out there kissing her butt. You're so amazing, Prissy. You're so awesome. Rose, get your lips off Prissy and Minerva's butt. Michelle wants to laugh, but she's trying to hold it in. Get your lips off of her butt and start working as an AA. An AA that we didn't need. Goodness gracious.
This election is going to be very interesting. 5 seats are up, and going back to Eliasar and Richard's question, I'm running for place 2. It is a term for 2 years, and what qualifications I had, or what separates me for or makes me worthy of running for this seat. Well, I am a product of BISD. I grew up in the public education system. I do know what it is like. I was fortunate enough to go to school and get my certifications to become a teacher. My goals were to become a teacher and a coach. Life had other plans for me. I'm also on every night. Our platform has been to provide the community with information. And when I'm elected, I will bring this platform to BISD. If you have a question, you know where you can find me every night at 9 p.m. We are going to be accessible and transparent in every sense of the word. If you want to criticize, if you want to make suggestions, if you just want to pose questions, we'll be here. That is something that Frankie Olivo will bring to BISD. That's something that we need moving forward. No more backroom deals. Everything will be transparent, and everything will be before the public. I feel that this is in the community's best interest moving forward. We need to progress. We need to hold our elected officials accountable, and that is something that I will bring this November.
Okay. And one of the other things that I guess that we were focusing on, one of the things we had that last time I saw you, Michelle, was at Crossroads. Crossroads?
Yeah.
Crossroads. Crossroads. And, one of the things I guess we're going to start experiencing is that there's basically going to be no Crossroads for a while in the city of Brownsville because of the coronavirus.
Well,
we can't afford to bring a bunch of people together physically. Are there any plans for Crossroads 2021 going on?
I don't know if I'm allowed to say anything yet, but I mean, of course, there's plans. I mean, of course, we're always going to be planning for the next year, right? So there are plans, but there's plans of how, of course, there's plans A, B, C, D, E, F, G, right? And after, it was so fun. It was such a fun experience.
Love you,
the
Smiley.
city had asked Brownsville Film Society if we would bring the film aspect of it and if we would host that. And so it was such a great turnout. And of course, with every event, then we want to see what worked, what didn't work. Oh, goodness. We want to see what worked, what didn't work, and how we can make everything better for the next year. So for our first event, for our first year, I think it went amazing. And there were, for the film aspect.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that, yeah.
Film aspect. I don't really know much about the others. I know we did go down below to see the music that was on the main stage. I believe that was the main stage because they actually hosted we turned the Brownsville Film Society room in the Performing Arts Academy. We turned that room into the green room for the musicians because it overlooks, or because it's the door that goes right outside to where the stage is. So yeah. Then it was fun because we got to just kind of sneak out that way, pop in and out. But I got to see a little bit of that, but I was like in over my eyeballs with all of the other stuff because it was Matilda, Crossroads, one act play.
Pretty eyeballs too.
Yeah.
Hey, let me tell you, one of the things that I hope that the Crossroad does, and I've actually been very public, very open about it, is guys, one of the things that they need to do is to start bringing in people like me, to be a part of these committees. Because let me tell you, if there's one individual, huh?
Here's your invitation. You're on.
I'm on
for the film.
I'm on.
Done.
There's no one in Brownsville that loves the arts more than Erasmo Castro, and there's no one in Brownsville. There's no one in Brownsville that's more hands-on.
I don't know. Miss Aguilar might like it more.
Who?
Miss Aguilar.
Oh, no.
I think she likes arts more.
Someone just put it up there. Castro Walden 2020.
Hey.
There's no one in Brownsville that is more handsome and totally not fat than me. This face should be in theater,
There you go. You're cast.
in film. I'm
There
on.
you go.
Finally, I get to be on a committee in the city of Brownsville. You know why I've never been on a committee in the city of Brownsville?
Why?
Because some
I don't
people
wanna
don't.
know.
Because some
What?
people don't like me. Some people don't like me. Because I'm handsome and totally not fat.
That's okay. Some people don't like me.
Oh, I find that very hard to believe. Michelle should do a BISD dramatic musical theater show featuring the corrupt board, the turtle writer. That would be awesome.
Kat, I don't know you, but do you want to write it for us?
I'll write it. I'll
I'm
write
just
it.
kidding, I don't know.
I'll write it. If you direct it, Michelle, I'll
man.
write it. How about that? There's a challenge. I'll write it, and you direct it.
Oh, I would have to get approval on that one.
Hey.
Speaking on plays, my friend Danny Pisania came out in Dracula.
Yes, he was
Dracula. It was a great show. Could you talk a little bit very quickly in regards to Dracula, Matilda, and what were the future plans before COVID-19 occurred?
Wait, so Dracula was a totally different story. So Dracula, I played Mina, and I was in that with Danielle. And then Matilda was a musical that I directed with Holly Putnett at Lopez High School. A 3-minute musical. So Matilda was so much fun. The Lopez Fine Arts team is just incredible.
Amazing.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Oh my gosh. We just have such a dream team. It's so crazy to just go in and say, hey, these are the ideas that we have. And then, poof, they come to life. Just kidding. It doesn't happen that easily. But we just are like, hey, how can we make this happen? And then we just do. We're like, we're just going to make this happen, and our principal, Miss Aguilar, she's like, all right, how are you going to do it? She's all go big or go home. And I love that. So, if we can dream it, it'll happen.
Yeah, she's pretty big.
And that's why everybody wear your masks so we can do a musical this year. Oh my gosh. So, I mean, it kills me to think that, it kills me to think that we could possibly not get to do one. And I guess if we didn't get to do a full-scale musical, we would still do something. Don't worry. We would still do something. And I have a whole bunch of ideas of things that we can do, but they're not approved yet. So I'm keeping them tight-lipped and until, everything is signed, sealed, delivered.
Well, let me tell you, after November the 3rd, the Fine Arts Department, my band department, is going to get a lot of support. One of the things that's very, very concerning to me, and is how badly my band directors have been treated, how my fine arts has been disregarded. And I'll mention one thing, and I don't want to bring you in too much into the politics, but one of the things that I know that I've been fighting for. It's okay, you can plead the fifth. One of the things that that I've been fighting for forever, besides my band's money, has been a performing arts center. Yes. Our students deserve a performing arts center. A performing arts center was promised to the students, to the staff, and to the Brownsville community. I would dare say 6 years ago, guys. 6 years ago.
Well, we were brought in, and we met with Miss Jimenez, the theater directors, and some of the other fine arts directors. It was open. It was an open invitation. But really,
you know why that happened, right?
Because I think you had mentioned. I think I saw on one of your shows you had mentioned that was your idea. So thank you.
I insisted on it, and I'll tell you why I insisted on it, Michelle. Because the way that they had it set it up before, they had a lot of people at the Glass Palace in a little room trying to make decisions as to what the Performing Arts Center was going to look like. And I said,
Yeah.
no. I said, I want Ms. Jimenez to invite the individuals that are the professionals, the ones that are actually going to be using the Performing Arts Center, because they know what we need. And that's when y'all got invited into that one. What happened?
It's true. It's true. And it really, and it's a theater, right? So yes, all of these people need to be involved, right? But everybody should get a say, right? And definitely a theater person, because who's going to run it at the end of the day? Or hold on, let me rephrase that. Who should run it at the end of the day? A theater person, right?
Preach.
Like what?
Preach.
I'm sorry. Yeah, because a lot of times, all these people will come in, and thank goodness we don't have to worry about this at Lopez, but I know at a lot of the schools, people will come in and they will just kind of trash the theater, and then the theater person has to go in and kind of clean up their mess, or have to deal with whatever happened and see, well, what button did they press? What prop did they break backstage? What disaster am I left with? And if something's broken backstage, or if a curtain is ripped, or the psych is torn, or whatever, guess who has to fix it? The theater person.
Yep.
So one thing that I will say that does an amazing job at this is Joe Rodriguez. His kids are fantastic at running that theater, and obviously they were trained by him. And I think that, every theater program would do well to emulate that. Yeah. Because, that's how it should be. That's your crew. It is it's your crew that comes in and they will run your show. Right. So hopefully that's what will happen at the new Performing Arts Center. But
Pringle.
yeah. But I have other things to say on that, but I'm going
to. Let me tell you guys, one of the things that, one of the things that I've always stated is we need individuals to keep their promises. And, I want this promise kept. I don't care what has to happen. Brownsville is going to get a Performing Arts Center. BISD is going to get a Performing Arts Center. Has to. And yes, for our amazing choirs as well. All of our competitions for band choir happen at the Harlingen Pack. We're such a big district. We are the biggest district, Lorena. And that was one of my biggest peeves. Why are we going out there and renting space at Harlingen Performing Arts Center when we are the largest district south of San Antonio with the biggest budget? We've already promised our people. We've already promised our students. We've already promised our community a Performing Arts Center. Goodness gracious, get us a Performing Arts Center. So one of the things that I want to recommit to my community is that after November the 3rd, I'm going to do everything that I can to encourage board members to keep the promise that was made by previous boards, and not just the promise, the tax increase on my community. Because I was at the meeting where the tax increase, tax ratification was going to be passed. And the reason that it was so jam-packed with students, teachers, performing arts individuals out there, band directors, was because they wanted their taxes raised so that my students could have a Performing Arts Center. Gosh darn it. I'm handsome and totally not fat, and we're going to get a Performing Arts Center. I promise you. It's going to happen. I don't care. I don't care what they say.
Fingers crossed.
I'm going to keep the promises. It's going to happen. Se ven sabrosas. Provecho. Gracias, mi amor. Great support for fine arts. Culture is good. So, but what happened at the trial? What was the decision? It's going to be tomorrow at 8:30, Lucy. I'll have the show at 9 o'clock. So be here and we'll hear about it together. You goats, you're the goat. At one point, Lopez even had an actual radio station where kids would transmit live from the South Padre Island radio station. And let me
We
tell you
still do.
about. So let me tell you about Lopez High School. Lopez High School was earmarked to be a fine arts academy. And that's what
Yeah.
it needs to happen. But we don't only need Lopez to be a fine arts academy. We need our feeder schools to also be junior fine arts academies. Has to happen. It's going to happen.
Well, and we don't even have theater in the middle schools. We have it as an after
You have
school
to have it.
program, and it's something that we were definitely fighting for, and it's something that, yeah, that's a whole other topic. But that's a whole other topic. But yes, oh yay, oh yay. But yes, we definitely need to have theater in the middle schools. And yeah, I mean, we were supposed to be the Performing Arts Academy, and I don't know what happened with that.
It's going to happen.
But yeah, it is. But it just, things got kind of slowed down because there is some
No,
other things
they literally put it in the look, Michelle, and I'll answer for it. It didn't slow down. They didn't want to do it. They don't want to do it. This board does not want to do it because what happened is, and I'll tell people what happened. What happened is Sylvia was trying to line up her vendors in order to give them contracts to be able to take money from them. And because it didn't happen, that's where the slowing down came back. Because once the head of the snake was chopped off, everyone else andaban como gallinas descabezadas. And I know Michelle doesn't understand what that means, but it means everyone was running around like chickens without a head. They were sounding more like turkeys. Turkeys!
Thank you, Elena. Matilda was so much fun to do.
It was awesome. Hi, Michelle.
Hi.
Looking beautiful
She
as
did my
always.
hair. Rebecca's amazing.
Oh, Rebecca, I want my hair pink too.
Right?
We
so
actually had a
good.
meeting where they showed us plans, I believe, 2 years ago. And you're exactly right, Lorena.
Yeah.
And that was what really, really ticked me off. Ticked me off because Ms. Rendon, Dr. Rendon, had the plans already ready for years back.
Mhm.
And they had promised our people at Performing Arts Center. So let me tell you, after November the 3rd, it's project number one. Project number
Actually,
one is
yeah, when I was hired, that was one of the things that was, yeah, when Tim Jones was kind of hiring me and recruiting me, that was one of the things that he was recruiting me with, was the Performing Arts Center. Interesting.
Yes, it was interesting. Want to see more of that in our town? 100%. We need more of that kind of stuff. But that's why I need the stand for the sign. Claudia, I have one. I actually the stands are going to come in this week. I didn't have any, but I did order some. Up the Fine Arts Department meeting, they showed us and told us to vote so we could get this fine arts building. Let me tell you, after November the 3rd, it's going to be priority number one. I don't care. Oh, Kathy, I'll be nice.
I don't know
We
who she
can't.
is.
Why can't? Well, we all
I
have
told you
haters. Why can't
I told you some people don't like me. It's fine. You can't win them all.
I've heard that. I somehow
Welcome
get
to our world.
What?
Welcome to our world.
Why
I
can't
know,
the
right?
district agree with TSC and use the performing arts building? They use the district's classrooms for their courses because it's a one-way asadón. It only goes one way. TSC wants everything from BISD. There's nothing. Let me tell you, when Oliveira got nationally recognized, their band, I had to fight so that the TSC would not charge my Oliveira. My Oliveira students are some of the the least wealthy students in our city, and they wanted to charge them $2,000 to use the TSC Performing Arts Center. And I said, "Are you stupid? You want to charge my poorest kids $2,000 to use a performing? Are you stupid? Look at all the money that they feed off of BISD, and they still want to charge us to use a performing arts center. Number, shut up. That's stupid. That's stupid." La Pingüina said the Brownsville Performing Arts Center in the back of their minds. I can tell you what's in the back of their minds. Mush. Not the mush like for the little dogs in Alaska. Mush. Those dogs, Michelle? Mush.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're good, Michelle. I usually get people to crack up right about now, Michelle.
You know, it's acting. You gotta keep a poker face. I
You're
practiced for
good.
this.
Isn't
I
it a
practiced
violation
for
of tax
this.
promise? Yes, it is a violation of the promise because the promise was made. Look, guys, but these people, look, they're like all other politicians. They promise, they promise, they promise, and they don't keep their word. They don't keep their promise. I mean, goodness gracious. And you know what? There's still some idiots out there that are going to vote for these pieces of crap. Stop it, stupid. Stop it, stupid. Stop it, stupid. You are the best, Erasmo. Thank you, Marco. I love you. TSC rents it. Yes, they wanted to charge us $2,000 for only beta kids. And I said, are you stupid? Lorena, do you know how much money TSC banked from BISD? From BISD. Millions. And you know, the only thing that it got us, it got Sylvia promotion. Sylvia promotion. And it makes Prissy look like she's doing something for the college. Rata. Ratas the mga. Shut up. I remember Mr. Tim Jones. We lost so many wonderful fine art supporters. We also lost Mr. Paul Flinchball and Dr. Rendon. Yes, I think that they were pushed out because they fought so hard. Yeah, and that's what happens, guys. When people fight for what's right, you know, retaliation comes. And let me tell you, it is time, guys, to end the fear of retaliation at the district. It's time. Michelle, stop abusing that cat, Michelle.
Oh, no, actually, I have a little.
Ah! Stop abusing the puppy!
Yeah.
Mira,
Sleeping.
mira. It's a tiny poodle.
I know, right?
Hey, Michelle, any last words?
No, just thank you guys for what you're doing. Thank you for keeping everybody updated or trying to, and you know, making people laugh even when we're trying not to. So, yeah.
It's a tough
And
job.
everybody wear your masks so we can do more theater.
Yes, wear your mask. It's a tough
And,
job, Michelle, but somebody
and
don't do it.
stay positive because it's going to get back to normal, whatever normal is, but we're going to get there. And I can't wait to see all of my students. I can't wait to make more theater, and I can't wait to make more art.
Preach. Frankie, last words.
Thank you so much, Michelle, for your time. You know, theater arts and arts in general is very important for our students to express themselves. There's a lot of talent down here in South Texas, but more importantly, there's a lot of talent here in Brownsville. So thank you for everything that you do for our city and for our school district, ma'am. It is a pleasure to having you on. You know, tomorrow morning is going to be very interesting. There's a dark cloud on BISD. We have a sitting board member with a federal indictment against her. Having a closed meeting leads to many questions. You know, is this in regards to co-defendants? Is the next shoe about to drop? You know, who knows? You know, it's important for us as a community to hold our elected officials accountable. What is it that we want moving forward? Do we want somebody who's transparent, who's accessible, who, if you have a question, you're able to get your answer, and if not, we will find the individuals who have the answers and provide them to you? It's up to us as a community to decide what we want moving forward for 2 or 4 years come November. I'm confident that this community is ready for change, is ready to put individuals in office that would keep the community abreast of to what's going on and always keeping the community's best interest at heart. So tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Erasmo Castro will let us know hopefully what is going on with this sitting board member's case. And that will probably give us more clarity into how the district will be proceeding. We know that she's trying to maintain majority on this board. She is actively working with other board members to get candidates to do as she says. So if her bond gets revoked, would that affect her candidacy? Perhaps. Thank you so much, guys, for your time. 9 a.m. tomorrow morning, Erasmo Castro. Have a good night.
Guys, again, Michelle, I love what you do for our students, and let me tell you, one of the reasons that I started following you and your amazing career here in the city of Brownsville is because I'm well in tune with my community, and my kids out there, they love you. you are such a positive for my kids, and especially my kids out there at Lopez. And I appreciate individuals that give back to my community. And that is one of the reasons why it was always a pleasure going to see you at Camille Playhouse. And I have great faith that soon all this shall pass, and we'll be all at Lopez Theater, Camille Playhouse, and other functions throughout the city with the amazing groups that you co-founded. So thank you again for bringing culture into our city and for being a positive force for everyone out here. So thank you. I'm a fan. You know that. I'm a big fan.
I'm a fan too.
Guys,
You guys.
guys, stay safe. Please adhere to the social guidelines out there. We'll be out back tomorrow, and have a more a political show out there in the morning. We'll be slapping some proverbial behinds, guys. It's very important to continue to keep each other informed of the situations that are going on, and I hope that's something that you find in these programs at 9 o'clock in the morning and 9 o'clock in the evening. But above all else, guys, is start to unite. It's through unity that we can bring about the change that is so desperately needed in our community, so desperately needed by the individuals that are have the least resources of all out there. So please keep fighting with us. Please be patient with us all. Please be good to each other. If anyone needs groceries and if anyone needs water, be out there for them, like Michelle and my Lopez people are out there for Erica and for other individuals out there. I want y'all to do the same thing, guys. Please be good to each other, and please be good to me. God bless.